Hi guys, so today I have the MAC portion of my haul, and I actually filmed another haul, the Glambot portion of my makeup haul, and I need to upload that after this video. So in that video I was saying that this video is going to be after that one, but actually I flipped it, so this one should be up before that one. Sorry if that's confusing. So today's haul is a MAC haul, and I've never done a pure MAC haul, like just MAC items. I ordered a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, and excuse my nail. I know, it's ratchet. I have one missing nail color. I had a band-aid here on this one nail that doesn't have nail polish, but it got lost, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. So I ordered some stuff online, and by some I mean a lot, and the reason why I did such an impulse huge buy was because prom season is coming, and you guys, well, I don't know if my YouTube really knows, but I freelance now. I do makeup artistry on the side, and I usually post like before and afters on Instagram. I'm thinking of doing a full video on like my kit and maybe a video doing makeup on someone else. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm just gonna show you all the stuff that I got in preparation for prom season, and some goodies were just for myself. I also decided to change into black just because MAC makeup artists wear black, and I'm not a MAC makeup artist, but I don't know, I just felt like it went with the whole MAC vibe. So first thing in this big black box is this belt right over here, and this is the MAC Pro belt, or just the MAC belt, and I'm really excited. I ordered it online. This is what it looks like. I'm so excited to finally have it. It just says MAC in the front, and it has big compartments for your brushes, and it has a convenient buckle here which you can adjust. So I'm really excited to finally have a brush belt. I've never actually owned a brush belt for some reason. I just noticed I had my jacket behind me. Sorry about that. Yeah, I never really thought it was necessary to have a brush belt, but I just think it's going to be a lot more convenient for me. Usually I would just lay my brushes out and then just kind of look for them, but having them on my waist or on my hips is going to be a lot easier. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's easier. The next thing that I picked up is kind of boring. It's a foundation pump. I actually got this for my backup Estee Lauder Tawny Double Wear foundation. I picked up a double wear, and I always get a foundation pump for the double wear just because it's a lot easier. Next, I got not one, but 4 foundations. Yes, 4 foundations, and these are all the Match Master foundations. So I got the shades 2.0, 5.0, 7.0, and 8.0. The reason that I got the Match Master foundations as opposed to the Studio Fix or the Pro Longwear is because the Match Master is supposed to kind of customize to the skin color. So I don't really know the technology behind it, but I know that, you know, if you're kind of in between a 2.0 and a 2.5, you can kind of get away with either of them. I think that's the technology behind this. I'm not really sure, but it also is a pretty normal foundation. It's not too oily and it's not too dry. You can always manipulate a foundation by using specific primers. You can use a setting powder if you're really oily, mattifying primers. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do to manipulate your foundation if you have a certain skin texture. So that's why I chose the Match Master. The Pro Longwear is good, but it can tend to look a little cakey depending on like the skin type. So I went with the Match Master because it just looks really good. I've seen it on other people. I used to actually use Match Master a long time ago. So the lightest color that I picked up is 2.0, and it kind of looks like it would be my shade. I actually do have a MAC foundation on. This is the Studio Fix Fluid in NC25, but I picked up the shade 5.0, which is this one. And they have swatches online of these foundations, and then the next one is 7.0. This is kind of like an orangey kind of based color. I think I should have picked up 7.5, but you know, you can always mix foundations to customize them. And then the darkest color I got was 8.0. I do want to get the, I think it's 9.0. So this is 8.0. And again, this is for my kit, so that's why I got those color ranges. I also meant to pick up a face and body foundation for my legs, but I guess I didn't put it in the order, so I'm thinking of ordering that because I did use it in California and I really liked it. And then I picked up a powder blush. This is Melba. I used to own Melba a long time ago. I don't really know what happened to it. It kind of has some peach to it, but it's a really nice, you know, everyday kind of blush color. Melba is such a popular color, so I'm like, I need it back in my life. I don't know why I don't have it right now. I feel like I'm going to be just gravitating towards this one and using it on myself like almost every day. Then I picked up the Studio Care Blend Powder in Dark. And I remember Jaclyn Hill used to rave about this as her bronzer. And I remember I picked up the wrong powder. I picked up another MAC foundation in a different color. And I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, I don't know why she likes it. But then I rewatched the video and it was this one, and I already have it dirty because I did actually use it. Because this is meant to be an all-over powder, it's going to have a nice, soft touch. It's not really meant to be a bronzer, but I'm going to be using it as a bronzer just because, like I said, it's a foundation kind of powder or a setting powder. But the Care Blend line, or the Care Blend powders, are really, really smooth, soft, and buttery. This is very comparable to a lot of bronzers that I have, like the Guerlain or Guerlain ones, or the Smashbox, or the Bobbi Brown. It's just a little bit darker, but it's really, really soft, so I'm excited about that. Next, I picked up 2 paint pots. I picked up Soft Ochre because, I don't know, because I really wanted it. I've been wanting it for a while, and I use these on my clients as well. So this is just an eye base. This is more of a yellow tone. You can also use it to kind of carve out your brows, and it's going to make your eyeshadow last a lot longer. So this is crucial. I always use an eye base on my clients and on myself. Every single time I put on eyeshadow, I always prime before. And it also cancels out any redness that you have on your lids, any discoloration, any veins. So I love this. So I picked up Soft Ochre, but I also picked up Painterly because my Painterly is actually really dry, and I feel like it's making my eyelids crease, which sounds really crazy, but I don't know. I just went ahead and bought a new one, so I'm gonna back to MAC the other one. If you guys don't know, back to MAC, you can basically bring in, I think it's 6 containers, MAC containers, even eyeshadow containers, any container. It just can't be like those eyeshadow refillable pans, or any like pan kind of thing, but anything that's like plastic you can bring, and they'll trade it in for a new lipstick or a new eyeshadow for free. So it depends on if you go to a counter or a store. The stores do a free lip gloss, free lipstick, or free eyeshadow, and it's the full size eyeshadow. If you go to a counter, I believe you don't get the lip gloss option, but you do get the eyeshadow or the lipstick. And it can't be limited edition lipstick that you pick. Just look up back to MAC. It'll explain it a lot better than me. But yeah, I'm gonna probably back to MAC my old Painterly paint pot because I do have a new one, and I'm so excited to finally have a new one because I needed it. Next, I picked up the MAC Eye Kohl Crayon. I guess I shouldn't say MAC because obviously everything's gonna be MAC. This is the Fascinating Eye Kohl, and it's a white pencil. Because prom season is coming up, I'm gonna want to be doing a lot of fresh face looks, and I want everyone to look really bright-eyed and doll-like. Well, I usually want that for all of my customers, but especially for like prom season, because I'm going to be doing younger girls, I really want to open up their eyes and make them look a lot larger. So I picked up Fascinating. Not only does putting white or cream in your waterline make you look more awake, but it also can make your eyes look a lot bigger, especially if you bring the white just a little bit lower and then put a darker color underneath. It kind of makes it look like you have a bigger waterline. Does that make sense? You're kind of like faking a waterline. If you look up like how to get doll eyes, you'll see that they put a lot of white underneath the eye and then basically fake a waterline shadow. I don't know. I'm like all over the place today. For some reason, I'm just really tired. I really wanted to get this video out, but I don't know. I just seem to can't, you see? So going in the same theme, I also picked up the Studio Chromographic Pencil in NC15 and W20, and this is a multi-use crayon, but I'm gonna also be using it in the waterline. But I've heard people use it to outline their lips as like a reverse lip liner, and also as like a spot concealer. I don't really know how that would work, if it's creamy enough, but you can do, I guess, a lot with this. You can also like clean up your eyeliner. So it's this color right here, and I'm curious to see how well it would work underneath the eyebrow to kind of clean it up, because you can kind of sharpen it. I'm wondering if you can get really precise under there and then blend it out with a brush. So this is Fascinating, and then this is this eye crayon, which again is in NC15 and W20. So I got this pencil. Next, I picked up a backup of the Charged Water, because mine was running really low, and I actually prefer this over the MAC Fix Plus For some reason, this is just a lot more hydrating and it smells good. I should have picked up a Fix Plus as well. These are just like skin hydrating mists. The Fix Plus I use for like pigments and stuff, but I use this the same exact way that I use Fix Plus. I spray it on my brush, put it into an eyeshadow, and then it's going to give you a lot more vibrancy, a lot more color. When I did my eye makeup today, I used the Morphe palette. It's a new palette, and I did spray my brush so that the color can be, I don't know, so it could pop out a lot more. But you can also use this all over your face to kind of just refresh your makeup. It's not really a setting spray. A lot of people think of Fix Plus and the Charge Water as setting sprays, but they are not setting sprays. Nowhere on there does it advertise that it's gonna make your makeup last. It will kind of mend the powders together on your face so that you don't look like cake face and you don't just look like you have layers and layers on top of your skin. It kind of just blends it into your skin. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And then I picked up 2 brushes because I use these on my clients like no other. I picked up the 224. I don't know why I like saying it like 224, not 224. It's just a blending brush, very famous one, really great for transitioning, crease colors, just an awesome brush. I love it. I have about 2 of them, but one of them is really worn out, so it was time for a new one for sure. And the next brush that I picked up is also a blending brush. This is the 217, but this one's a smaller brush, and this is just a little more precise, and if someone has a smaller lid area, this is perfect. I usually like using the 224 first with like a nice transitioning brown, and then with a darker color, darker brown or whatever crease color I'm going to use with the 217, and it works really, really well. Then I picked up a loose shadow, and this is in the color Sketch. I don't know, this was kind of a random buy. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about Sketch, but I just was drawn to it on the website for some reason. But it's this really pretty, kind of like burnt purpley burgundy kind of color. I really like these types of colors. It does have shimmer, and again, this is called Sketch, and I picked it up in the pan because I am not trying to depot any more shadows. So these were the ones that I'm talking about that you cannot back to MAC. So these are cheaper, so you can't back to MAC them because there's no plastic. This is interesting. When I swatch it on my finger, it's the true burgundy color, but when I swatch it on my hand, it kind of comes out like this brown kind of color. So that's pretty interesting. I guess it depends on what brush you use, and yeah, I'm interested to see how this is gonna look. I think this will look really nice underneath the eye, smoked out, because it's not your traditional brown, but it's not too red or too warm either. So it's a really pretty color. I can't wait to add it to my Z palette. Next, I got a backup of my Natural Radiance Base Lumiere. This is an amazing base, especially if you use the Estee Lauder Double Wear and you have dry skin. This is a really nice hydrating primer, and it's an illuminating base, and I get it in Radiant Yellow. Has a pump. I've shown you guys this so many times. I love this. This is a primer that I highly recommend, the yellow one, and it's just awesome. It really hydrates your face. It's not really a pore filling primer, so it's not going to help with problem areas. It's going to leave a nice radiant finish, so when you apply your foundation, it just goes on really smoothly. Next, I picked up the Prep and Prime Translucent or Transparent Finishing Powder, and I love this powder. I stopped using the Coty powder because I was breaking out a lot, and I'm not sure if it was the NARS foundation, the Coty powder, or both. So I just stopped using both altogether. My skin has been clearing up. It still has a couple of bumps on my forehead. I figured I would go back to a powder that I know works for me and doesn't break me out. I still do have a lot in the one that I have, but it's not really coming out of the sifter for some reason. I'm gonna have to like open it up. I figured I would get one from my kit because I really love it. It doesn't break anyone out, and it doesn't have an SPF. So it doesn't give you that flashback like the Coty powder does, which isn't good for pictures, for flash pictures. So if you use this, you're not going to get that like ghost face, which is important. I picked up a lingering. That's actually for me, not for my kit. I usually use the Anastasia brow kit for my clients since it has every color in it. So I picked up lingering for myself. This is an eyebrow pencil. I ran out of mine, so I figured I would pick one up. And then last 2 items, I got the Mineralized Concealer in NC15. I actually used this the other day and I loved it. I wasn't planning on using this on myself, but I did, and I really liked it. I'm not using it right now, but I like wore it, when was it, yesterday I think, and it was really bright. Obviously it's NC15, so it's brighter than my NC20, which is what I use in Pro Longwear. But this is the Mineralized, and actually I'm kind of surprised I like this applicator. I'm surprised I like this applicator. It's kind of like a lip glossy applicator brush, and the color is really, really light and bright. And I really like this concealer because it's not cakey and it's not too dry. It's actually pretty hydrating. And this is again NC15, but I felt like it had a lot more peachy undertones, so it made my eyes look really bright underneath. It canceled out any darkness that I had. And then last but not least, actually I have two more things. I got the Pro Longwear Shadow in Uninterrupted. I heard they're discontinuing this. I hope that's not true because I love Uninterrupted. I actually have an Uninterrupted in a Z palette. I have it right over here. But sometimes I forget to bring that Z palette with me when I go do makeup on people, and it's like sometimes I just want Uninterrupted and it's annoying that I have it in the pan. So I figured I would get it in the, wait, this is the pan. I don't know, pan, I'm just like kind of confused. So I use this for contouring and also in my eyes. I didn't use it today to contour, but I did use it in my crease area and I love it. It's a really unique yellowish, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a yellow, greenish, brown. It looks so different in the pan than on the skin. So that's the Uninterrupted right over here. It looks a lot different in person and it looks a lot different on your skin than in the pan. It looks totally not wearable in the pan. I was totally scared of it. Oh, you scared me. Okay, I actually found another goodie in here that I didn't know I picked up. I picked up the cream sheen glass in Boy Bait because one of my subscribers actually told me to pick it up again. And I used to use this a long time ago. It's a nice nudie pink. And I know you guys are tired of seeing me use ample pink, even though that's my jam. I was like, let me switch it up. Let me get a different color. Well, it's kind of the same concept, nudie pink. But ample pink is a lot rosier, where this is just a true nude. So this is like a true nude. It looks a lot similar to Melba. It's just as sheer as ample pink, but this one is still nudier. That's a word. Has more peach undertones, where ample pink is more of a rosy color. I'm going to swatch it side by side so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And ample pink is a plush glass, so it actually tingles on your lips because it's plumping, where this one's a cream sheen, so it's like creamy. This is ample pink and then this is Boy Bait. So here they are side by side. You have Boy Bait and then, no wait, Boy Bait and ample pink. There you go. And then last but not least, I picked up a lash applicator. The reason why I picked this up for my freelance kit is because it's kind of like the same concept as using a tweezer for your eyelashes, but I like that this is longer, so I don't have to be as close to my customer's eye. And it's rounded, so it doesn't scare them when I'm getting close to their eyeballs, because some of my tweezers are very pointy, and although I've never poked anyone, we're just eliminating that fear. I also like that it's a lot heavier. I just like the slant. I think this is just perfect to apply tweezers. I'm also going to probably use it on myself and just sanitize it every single time I use it. So yeah, I picked this up. I also like that it's black. That's always convenient. Alright, and that's it for the haul. I was so anxious to put this video out so that I could actually put this stuff away. Eventually I want to have one of everything for my kit. But sometimes I do use makeup that I use on my clients. Obviously, I sanitize everything, but I feel like it's kind of ridiculous to just have an eyeshadow for a client, especially like a glittery shadow, and you can't use it yourself, because what are the odds you're actually going to go through the whole shadow? Does that make sense? Some things like the foundations I am going to be putting away in the kit, but mostly the other stuff I put away, and then whenever I go do someone's makeup, I bring everything out. So that's just the way I do it. The train case that I use is from Crown Brush, and I'm really excited for my brush belts. If you guys are wondering what's on my lips, it's by ColourPop, and it's their Lippy Sticks in Clique, and I really like this color. Caffeine Lights put me on. It's like a corally red, and my top is from H&M, and yeah, I have a Swatch City hand. So that's it for my haul. Definitely let me know what other videos you would like to see next. And I have a whole bunch of videos that I need to film. I have so many reviews, just so much. Also, let me know if you guys like the HD foundation by Makeup Forever, the regular HD foundation. I remember trying it a long time ago, and saying that it broke me out, but I'm really scared to use a Dior foundation because it actually broke my friend out, Mel. I know everyone's skin is different, but it broke her skin out so bad. I'm talking about, like, she had so many little bumps under her skin. It's still taking her so long to get rid of them. And I'm like really scared to use it. This is a Dior Skin Nude Illuminating Foundation. I currently just use the Estee Lauder Double Wear and the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. But I feel like I just want to have more foundations. I also have the Chanel Perfection Lumiere. I actually don't really like the Chanel Perfection Lumiere. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but it didn't give me that flawless look that I was expecting it to give me. So I'm not really feeling this one. I also love the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but I'm running so low on mine, and I feel like it's also past the 3 months that I've had it. And then the YSL Touche Clot. So I might just buy on the VIB sale another Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, the YSL Touche Clot. Those two are my favorites. And then I'm thinking of either picking up the Makeup Forever HD foundation or the NARS foundation again. I know, it's just like such a mess with foundations. It's just that it's so hard to have a foundation that doesn't break you out, that looks flawless. The NARS, I actually really liked it on me. I wore it and I fell in love with it. I didn't cling to dry patches like people are saying. On my skin, it looked good, but I was breaking out and I wasn't sure if it was the Coty powder or the NARS foundation, so I was like, to hell with both, and I got rid of them. Well, I still have the Coty powder, but I'm not using it. So I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted. Let me know if you've used the NARS Illuminating Foundation and if you've broken out or not. And if you're sure it was that. Because I feel like a lot of people say a foundation breaks them out. Like when you look up reviews on Sephora, everything breaks everyone out. Like if you look up Beauty Blender reviews, it says that they break them out. Or like eyeshadows, or just everything breaks everyone out. But I feel like you really have to find out what's breaking you out. It could be the food you're eating, it could be your skincare, it could be you didn't take your makeup off, hormones, stress. It's so much, like, to acne and to pimples, that I feel like just saying, oh, it broke me out, like a foundation, people don't really know what's breaking them out. Could be the powder, could be the primer. So let me know if you really know if the NARS foundation broke you out, or if this one broke you out, the Dior, because I really can't afford to be breaking out, especially with IMATs coming around. It's actually this weekend coming up, and I'm super excited. Oh, happy Easter, by the way, and happy Passover. I'm just like Ramble Rose right now. Yeah, IMAX is coming. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous because I don't have anything to wear, and my skin, I feel like, just hasn't been on point because I'm still recovering from breakouts. So I'm just a little stressed out, but I can't stress it because then it's gonna get worse. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my Ramble Rose, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
A vacay, I feel better at work. I mean whatever it's worth, I give whatever I'm worth. For my nigga who gon' go to hell and back for me, I'ma give him heaven on earth for a hell of a check, yeah, whichever come first. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man, that's lessons on lessons on lessons. Love is divided and not just good time and a long time, you know. I'm way up, I feel blessed. Way up, I feel blessed. Straight up, I'm way up, I feel blessed. Straight up, way up, I feel blessed. I ain't gon' say that we back or nothing, cause that implies that we're back from something. If we're back from something, it's some checks you owe us. I expect that that's before I can